Yeah, so I'm here in my profile under TagoIO Admin, and you will be able to find these new actions under the actions at the sidebar when you add the actions. And if you already don't know about actions, so actions are routines that you can create in your account that triggers an action when something happens, and you can do when you send data to a device, when a resource is created or changed. You can do a schedule routine that will run based on some time of the day. MTT, usage alerts, so a lot of options here. And these new type of actions are actually here on the bottom. So you will see the option to send email with SendGrid, the legacy way of sending emails from Tago. We have the SMTP option, SMS with Twilio, and also not seeing the SKS here, but should be here somewhere. So just for the sake of this presentation, let me create a very simple action here to send email using SMTP. So I'm doing this based on a data from a device that I'm going to choose. And when you go to the screen to set up your SMTP, you need to, for sure, fill in who is going to receive this email, the subject, your message, and the sender. So the sender is very important because it really depends of your SMTP server, right? I'm going to use MailStar here. So this is just for testing, a very good platform for testing. And it allows me to use any from, because all this is for tests, it's not on production. But if you are using SMTP from, for example, Apple or your Microsoft account or Google, you need to ensure you are using the correct from address that is provided to you. Probably, if it's your email, it's going to be your email. But if it's, for example, AWS, you have specific from senders that you can use. So pay attention to that because otherwise this is not going to work. So here I can basically enter anything I want. And lastly, you need to pick your secrets. So if you don't have a secret created yet, or this is your first time seeing the screen, you are going to be redirected to this other screen here. And the way it works is like if you are creating just some piece of text that is going to be used by our API to fill in the credentials to use the SMTP server. So you have here the server, the port, username and password. All this is going to be provided by your SMTP service, right? So if I go to MailStar here, SMTP and POP3, I'm going to have my username, available port that I can use, my host. So I basically copy all these to my secrets. And once I fill in all the fields, I press create, and I'm going to have my secret created. Let me go back to the action here. I'm going to need to fill everything again. Sorry about that. So client. And I already have my secret created, so I can just pick from here. So the great thing about the secret is that when you are using the secret, you don't need, if at some point you need to change these credentials, you don't need to go to each action updating the secret. You can just come to the secret screen. It's going to be up here. And if I go to my secret again, and it's encrypted by the way, I can come here and just fill in the new information and save, and it automatically is going to apply to all my actions that is using this secret. And as I'm going to show you later, I also can use this secret on my analysis. So you have also this benefit of updating your analysis as well if you are using the secrets. So this is a very powerful tool. So you don't need to go editing everything every time you need to change your credentials. So let me create here. So this is an action that triggers when data comes in on a device. So I have this device here. I can choose which variable is going to trigger. So let's call test. And it's going to trigger it every time something is sent to the device on the variable test. And it's going to use all these settings here for my action. Okay, so if I save this and I go to my device, and send us some data, I should be able to see, just going to edit the variable here. Let me disable this. Okay, try to send again. And in the mail side, I should be able to see my email, as you can see here. So using SMTP is very simple, and the same thing applies for any kind of action that you can see here. So SendGrid, also another email service from Twilio. You are going to need a secret for the API key. This one is more simple because it's just a text, right? So you go to your SendGrid, you get this API key, just paste here and create. We have built this feature here when you have a lot of different fields, so it's easier for you to not make mistakes when filling up or having 4 different secrets for a single service. So I just think this makes things easier. But in some cases, it's just a single text. And if you are going to use SMS with Twilio, so it's same thing, message, but here we have SIG and auth token. These one are 2 different secrets, and WhatsApp as well from Twilio. So very simple to use. You just go to Twilio and get all the information you need for the secrets. But when we were implementing all these integrations, the first thing we thought is, okay, so actions are one way, right, that you can trigger things. But most of our customers are going to use analysis because the powerful side and customization side of the analysis is really appealing for most of the applications, mainly when sending notifications, right? Because you may want to send a HTML or you want to attach files to your email, add the links. So all this usually happens dynamically, and all the decisions are taken by the analysis, and the actions just don't have the power to do this. Actions are more meant to be something easy for you to use or to capture very specific events that happen in your account, like resources or usage alerts, etc. Also, you can trigger analysis from dashboards. You can have an analysis calling another analysis. So we want to be able to cover all these specific uses that a lot of applications have. So through our SDK, and you can access the SDK documentation for JavaScript or Python, we have added some all these services so you can easily use, and it's integrated with the secrets as well. So if I search here for service, I can see all the services under accessors here. So all the services are available: SMS, SendGrid, Twilio. And if you click here on the SMTP, for example, you can go to the SMTP definition, and you have all these examples on how you can use. And of course, we also have the templates. That is, if you are using TagoRun, this is something that a lot of customers like to use. You have all these email templates that you can create. It's easy to edit because you don't need to go back to the analysis and do the modifications there. You can give access to other people so they can come here and edit the template for emails that you send from your applications. So all these functions here for the SDK also do support you to pass your template with your parameters, etc. And let me show how I can do this on an analysis. So going back to my action here. So, first let me see if I have the action. Yeah, I have the action custom notification. The analysis, I mean. So what this analysis do is basically accessing my services, getting the utils from the SDK. I'm going to parse my context environment. So this is all in the documentation. You can just copy and paste. I'm going to check if I do have access to the secret that I'm going to use, because you need to go to the access and give access to the secret for this analysis. So first I'm going to check that. And then I'm going to send an email. And here you can see I'm already using HTML. So I can send a very cool HTML to my customer with images, etc. So first thing we need to do is go back to the action. My first action here. And I'm going to show this, change this to run my analysis. Okay, so now this action is going to run this analysis. And I also need, to have my access. So let me delete this so I can show you how to create the access. By the way, if I go here and try to run now, I'm going to have an error because I don't have access to the secret I need to use for this service. So if I go to my access management and start to create a policy, I have the button here on the top, edit the policy. I'm going to give access to this analysis. I'm going to choose by ID, custom notification, and I'm going to give permission to the secret that I'm going to use. Here I can give access to my secret. And by the way, you have these services here. You can see we have a lot of services, but these new actions are not in here. We are having internal discussion if we should add it here, because, for example, Twilio, you could add the secrets, and it gives us access to different services. So we are thinking would be a good idea to give you the control if you are going to give permission to the analyst to use some specific services. But for now, you don't need to give access to these new services from here. So this is more on the legacy services like sending email, SMS, and generating PDFs. So the only thing you need to give permission today is for your secret. So let me create this policy. It can take 1 minute or two for this to apply in some cases, but usually it's really fast. So if I go back to my analysis here now, I can press run and see if I'm going to receive. Yes, so need to wait to apply. This access. Let me try to run again. Yeah, now it's applied. And if I go to mail server, refresh, I am receiving here my HTML. I have a text version as well. And if I run through the action, right, because I think this is a good example. Let me access my device and send data again. It's going to work same, right? Because it's going to trigger my analysis, run this code here, and send me the email. Yep, so it sent my email with the content of my variable. So if I want to use the different services, I could go back here. For example, Twilio, you have the documentation, how to send with Twilio, pass your secrets, same thing for WhatsApp. So you have all the documentation you need here, very simple to use. I think that's all on my side, Thiago.
Awesome. So, Victor, we do